I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that Vin Diesel will come back to the fold for season 2.
He doesn't have much else going on, right?
Yeah.
No, I see. Look, and he's got some cars he's driving around. Who really knows with that guy?
All this got scheduled. I was like, I hope Dan interviews us.
I specifically was like, this is mine. But let me start this off by saying congratulations. I am so thrilled and proud of all of you. You've made something really special here. I remember that day back in 2015 when the show was just beginning and seeing how far it's come. There's an animated series on the horizon. It's so cool. And you guys have made something really, really wonderful. So I hope you're all as excited and proud as I am of you. So I wanted to say that first and foremost. But sort of looking back in that spirit of retrospective, what was your feeling like that first night going into Critical Role compared to your last day working on season 1 of The Legend of Vox Machina?
Oh, wow.
You know, a nice little softball to start things off.
Just throw it out there.
I mean, in a weird way, kind of comparable. Because it's just like emotions and what is happening, and we're just, you know, getting pressed to the back of our seat at, you know, as we hit warp speed, and kind of feels like that has just been the trend throughout all of Critical Role, is just trying to keep up with how crazy that this is all continuing to take off.
It's definitely wild to be continuously setting your expectations low and then to be trying to then chase where it's going and being like, oh, well, we really undershot where we thought would be happening. Oh god.
Yeah, you guys have been repeatedly nuking your expectations from orbit in the best way possible. So I'm curious for Marisha and Ashley in particular, what was it like for you to come back to these characters that you spent so much time with, living, breathing, creating, being, embodying? And is there anything different that you wanted to bring to them this time around?
Well, the best, for starters. And I think because we've had so many hours playing as these characters, it was a pretty seamless transition into getting behind a mic and making it into an animated series. And that first record that we all had together around the microphones and just all of us in the same room and sort of realizing that we're recording an animated series felt truly insane.
Yeah.
But you know, and it takes a while to sort of set in. I don't know if it's set in for me. Maybe once it comes out, it's like these weird levels of just like, God, that's weird, you know, but I think, you know, this is something that we all deeply care about so much. So if we can continue to do this and continue to throw things at the wall and see if it sticks and then be like, oh, it's still there? Okay. But yeah, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but it's been amazing to sort of bring our characters back. And we've talked about this, and that, you know, when you're at the table and you're sort of describing what you're doing in battle, and in your head, you're like, oh, I look like such a badass and this is awesome. You know, like we are able to show that and take that out of our head and put it on to an animated series, which is pretty dope.
It's like jumping back into them. I mean, it was like a family reunion in a weird way. Yeah. And like seeing a bunch of old friends, you know, that you haven't seen in a long time. And when campaign 1 finished, I mean, we were like bawling our eyes out because so much of these characters has a lot of who we are in them. And we didn't want to see their stories end. So jumping back into it, it's like, oh yeah, they're continuing to live on in all these different mediums. And it's quite a blessing, honestly.
It's really cool to see. Something else I'm curious about though, Matt, did you have to have the discussion with yourself about whether or not you wanted to voice every single other character on the show?
We made that joke.
They had to wrestle them from me. It was originally my intent, but these assholes just they wouldn't let it lie. No, for me, honestly, one of the most exciting parts of doing this animated series was casting these NPCs and watching other actors bring them to life in ways that I never could. You know, a little part of me is in each one of these NPCs that I lived in and created these stories around. And, you know, aside from like a handful that I was like, I still want to do these, being able to have all these wonderful performers do their take on it and elevate it and flesh them out and bring it to life has been one of the coolest aspects from my perspective I've experienced with this animated series. And I can't wait for folks to get a chance to meet them in this particular format.
Yes, you have quite the murderer's row of incredible nerdy-ass voice actors joining the main cast on this series. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that Vin Diesel will come back to the fold for season 2.
He doesn't have much else going on, right?
Yeah.
No, see, look, he's got some cars he's driving around. Who really knows with that guy?
Putting out some music, you know?
Yes. Look, he can do a duet with Scanlan. It's right there. It writes itself.
True. That's true. If you're watching this, which I know you are, Vin, come back to us.
Yes. Soon, Vin. Soon.
Come home.
I like this.
Well, I just want to say congratulations again. I'm so proud of all of you. You've done something really special here, and I can't wait for the rest of the world to get to see it. And yeah, just congrats. You guys did it. It's awesome.
Thank you so much,
Man.
And miss
It's a pleasure
you.
to see you.
Miss you guys too.